Thanks for coming on today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
How did you get in my computer?
Magic.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good magic. Um, I'm Johnny Christmas. I'm a person. I do things. I do things that involve stickers. I don't know what kind of introduction you want. I
Oh,
never know how to do this because usually it's like, hey, I'm a hacker and I engineer things, and this is neither of those.
I
I
mean,
design I design stickers on occasion.
yeah, you can also tell people what you do besides stickers. That is completely fine.
Oh, yeah. Wow, what else do I do? That's the problem. I do everything. I um I don't know. I do shenanigans. I cause trouble. This is the worst
I mean, I've seen how
intro.
much trouble you can cause. Like, my audio wasn't working for 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
blaming it purely on you.
I'm used to everyone else having intros for me. And I get you sent me like this list of questions that you were going to ask, and none of those was please introduce yourself. I wasn't prepared for this.
Well, I will add that to the list of questions that I do send people in the future, so thank you for your feedback.
Yeah, please prepare a 5 minute intro. I'm let's see. I'm Johnny Christmas. I'm a relatively known hacker, operate in the information security scene. I work for Grim because they give me free clothes.
I
And
I almost wore the Grim shirt too. I actually changed into my streaming shirt instead of my Grim shirt.
what
So
makes it your streaming shirt?
it's the one I wear every time I'm on a stream.
Oh, so it's like a cartoon character, like they just have the one outfit, and that's like your whole. And then we're supposed to believe your whole closet is just this one outfit.
I mean, to be fair, my whole closet is basically just black clothes anyway, so that's fine.
My closet is all clothes other companies have given me.
Yes, you sound like a hacker.
Okay. Well, yeah, because then otherwise I have to go buy clothes and like I'm lanky. I'm a very long person, and that makes buying clothes extremely difficult, especially during the COVIDs when you like everyone's dressing rooms are closed, like locked down. So I just can't. So
Fair.
this is what you get.
I've invested in a very extensive collection of leggings that I can wear around the house every day. That's been my quarantine outfit, so
Leggings are cool for the top half of you or the bottom half of you, not the top half. The problem is they're not cool for the top half. You can make it work. It's it's a crapshoot. Like, yeah, you don't want to go outside like that.
no, my neighbors are wouldn't like that, I don't think.
Okay.
But
So
anyway,
yeah. I've been in lockdown like many of us have, and have been freaking sick of it, and have been trying to do everything that I actively can to make the lockdown last as little amount of time as possible, despite the entire country's best efforts to the contrary. And that has led to a lot of things, including me like really getting involved with a lot of grassroots groups that were involved with the production and distribution of PPE to underserved facilities, especially those like nursing homes and battered women's shelters and orphanages and places like that where that aren't directly medical facilities, and so are just getting ignored by state and federal distribution systems. And so I'm working with a couple of groups called Masks for Docs and Get Me PPE or Get Us PPE, depending on what state you're in, to get us PPE. And so I'm sick of being locked down, and it's a nightmare, and it's just the most frustrating, sickening thing because the solution is free and easy, like and people, it's like people just don't want it to be over, but then they keep getting angry that it's not over. It's like, dudes, it's so fucking simple. We could have been done by May,
yeah.
but you like you want to inhale each other's spit. Like like, hey, I don't want to kink shame on your stream, And like, it's normally fine, like if that's what you're into. But right now, we need you to be into something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was reading a tweet the other day that said, a lot of us are just getting so exhausted right now because we're trying to take responsibility and, do the safe things like social distance, only talk to people in well ventilated areas and wear the masks and everything. But it's exhausting because you're taking on everyone else's responsibility at the same time. So like all those people that aren't wearing a mask, you kind of have that stress and effort on you as well.
Right. And but you can't take on that responsibility is the problem. Like you like normally the concept of taking on responsibility involves doing someone else's work for them. Like, this is normally your job. I'm going to do it just so it's off of my back. We can't do that job for people. I can't force masks on to people. Not enough. I can do one person at a time, and it takes a while. And then as soon as I'm done, they take it off anyway. I'm working on it. I'm getting better at like chokeholds so that they're at least unconscious for a while, and then the mask stays on for a bit. That's the best I've got right now. It's not going well. Luckily, the police are super distracted with other problems, so they leave me alone.
Fair. Yeah, so you created this sticker. Can you tell us some of the other backstory behind why you made specifically this one
Oh,
with
yeah.
this URL?
Do we throw the sticker up? Should I throw the sticker up?
No, I have it up.
Oh, you have it up.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where do I point? That way?
Diagonal your bottom right.
But you don't know. Is that this way?
Your bottom right. I believe that's your left.
Okay. That's my right. This is my left. Yeah.
Oh, you're mirrored.
There. So down there. No, wait. Down there. Yeah. Also, I keep them. The whole point of this is that I'll show it here for scale. They're about this big.
Okay. Nice.
And yeah, that's important because the whole idea is they need to be distributed and stuck everywhere, which means you got to carry a bunch with you. And if they're big bumper stickers, that's untenable. Or you at least have to remember to bring them. You have to remember they're in your bag. You have to remember to bring your bag. I wanted them to be able to fit inside a wallet. And so they're definitely like wallet sized. And that's the idea. And so I keep a ton of them just stuck in my wallet. But of course, the fact that the stickers exist is not the story. Like, yeah, I made the sticker. Isn't that grand? Hooray. Nobody else has ever made a sticker. The reason this sticker is special is because it advertises a website called, I keep showing it to the camera as if you don't have it up.
It's adorable. It's fine.
It advertises a website called masksnitch.com. And Mask Snitch is a work in progress, right? But it's still functional, and that's what's important. Right now, it's just a simple DNS redirect, which I thought was a pretty genius solution for a more complex problem. We have an issue here in Chicago, which is businesses are required to enforce their own mask rules. Makes sense. You can't very well put a police officer inside every business to go write fines at people and things like that. So they put it on the businesses to say, hey, you got to wear a mask or get out. I understand that that's problematic. Like it's an awkward situation. We as humans hate to tell any other humans no. We hate to tell people you can't do that to extreme dangerous faults. So many problematic situations are caused by someone's inability to say no. And this is a new dangerous situation caused often by business owners and employees' inability to say no to people who want to come in and not wear masks, or inability to say no to their own employees and say, no, put your fucking mask on.
Yeah.
And so the city has a system for reporting that, which is great. It should. And they are actually actively fielding tickets from that system because the mayor is tracking those. And subsequently, the police force is tracking those. And so it's actively being watched and enforced, which is cool, versus the normal bit bucket that crap goes into. It's the 311 system. Our 311 system handles it versus it going straight to the police. it goes to 311. 311 is a ton of stuff. It's basically anything that doesn't involve you being stabbed goes to 311.
Does every city in America not have 311?
I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Interesting. Okay, I wasn't sure. I know.
I bet no. I think there are still cities which don't have 911, which would
Interesting.
lead me to believe there are definitely cities that don't have 311 still. Sure, all the major ones do for sure, but there are, and we're talking cities, towns, villages, the smaller areas, rural areas, where there's no 911. You just call the local sheriff's office, and you got to remember what that number was, or you have it saved in your phone or whatever.
Mm.
But the 911 was still being rolled out as of less than 10 years ago in the Chicagoland area. Like there were
Mm.
still towns that didn't have it. So chances of there not being a 311 are relatively high.
Okay. Because,
So
yeah,
yeah, so for those who don't know, that's what 311 is.
cool. Yeah, we also have 311 in Canada, but it's only like major cities. And I used to
Mm-hmm.
work in like men some that once in a while, and I hated it. It was terrible. But normally it'd be like, when is City Hall open? And it's like, oh, you just called me, so it's open. And they're like, can I come in right now? And I'm like, yes.
Nice. That's
You,
great.
by the way, you have a huge bar across your face.
Yeah, hang on. Fixed. Done. Um,
Yep.
so
You still, there you go. You're
yeah,
fixed.
there's a great delay there. So the like I was saying, the 311 system is set up to field these mask violations, and it's any kind of COVID-19 state issued mandate violation that a business is doing, and that's great, except that the call center, the call system for that, the telephone system, what do you call it? The telephone menu is just absolute unparsable garbage. Like you have no idea what you're even supposed to hit because it lists all of the options and you're like, well, none of those sound like a mask issue. And there's nothing that's just like COVID-19 related. Like there's nothing obvious. And so they say, I also, hey, you can just go to the website and do this. And so I said, okay, let's see what the website looks like. The website is the same phone menu, just in drop downs. And you're like, well, I don't know what to do here. And so I ended up actually tweeting at Chicago 311 and being like, hey, what the fuck? And they said, and they gave me a direct response, which was use this long report, this code and this long chain of things. And I was like, oh, okay. And then by punching that into the website, I was able to get eventually to where I needed to go and start filling out a form to report a mask issue. And I said, absolutely nobody is ever going to figure this out. This is broken. Now nobody can, people who want to report businesses that they're pissed off at that aren't enforcing these mask issues, they can't do it because they can't figure it out. Who is going to go through the level of effort that I do? Almost nobody. Like I'm an asshole. I lean on shit like this. I'm the guy who, like, if you don't answer the phone, will go to the office and start knocking on the windows. Like I
You've
pay.
called me while you've been doing this before. It's been great listening to like, no, you're gonna listen. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I hate being like John Q taxpayer and pulling the like, look, I'm a homeowner and I pay taxes in the city, but I pay a lot of fucking taxes, and I don't get anything. Like I should be able to have like a 311 website that at least allows me to complain about something. Like I should at least have even if you delete my ticket, I should at least be able to yell into the void, and they're not even letting us do this. And that was the problem. So eventually we found out like which void to yell into. And I said, okay, cool. How's anyone else ever going to find this? And I did a bit of poking around and I'm like, okay, cool. So like there is at least a specific URL that you can go to that is going to drop you at exactly where you need to go. It's going to get you the form you need to fill out. At least when you get to this form, the questions are obvious and it makes sense. Like you are at the right place. These are appropriate questions for what you're reporting. The URL is 10 miles long, sorry, kilometers. It's 12 and a half kilometers, I think. Is that the okay? So I said, hey, I'm just going to set up a website that people can go to and then just punch in a business address, and it automatically fills out everything in the ticket, because the complaints are all the same. Like there's nothing further down the decision tree beyond um, people aren't wearing masks,
Mm.
and so you just punch that in. And so all that's really going to vary from complainer to complainer is the business address. Sometimes, hopefully, a lot of people will complain about the same business. And so I said, all right, there's got to be an easier way to do this. And so the long form of the plan was, I'm going to make a website where you can go to on your phone, and it immediately just asks, what's the business address? Here are some business addresses near you, and you just pick one, and it goes, cool, thanks, it's been reported, and it just does it all for you, because people are fucking lazy. And even if you give them the right website, they're going to go, oh, I got to answer 6 questions. This is nah, forget it. So that is on the short to-do list right now. That has not been completed yet. What has been completed is a DNS redirect. So if you go to masksnitch.com, it at least drops you to that form where you could immediately quickly fill it out, maybe while you're sitting there eating your cheeseburger, and you're done. It's not like a huge list of questions. It's very easy to do. It's just getting there was the problem. And so I set up masksnitch.com, set up the redirect to go to that exact URL that's necessary for this. And then I was like, cool, that's done.
Yeah,
Now what?
can you see that URL again?
What?
Can
Do
you
you what?
say it again?
This masksnitch.com, the one that's on the sticker?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you need me to say that?
I just thought it sounded funny.
Okay. So I had part of the problem, the largest part of any engineering problem is coming up with a funny name for what you're working on. It's where everyone gets stuck. It's where so many projects get halted right out of the gate. Like, okay, cool. What are we going to call this?
I just name everything Jeff.
So like Jeff.com was taken. And people aren't going to remember to go to Jeff.com unless something constantly tells them anyway. And I was like, what's a name people are going to remember when the sticker's not in front of them? Of course, at this point, I didn't even have a sticker yet. And I don't know. I posted to Twitter. I had some ideas, and somebody on Twitter had said some form of mask snitch. It was like mask snitcher or something like that. I was like, oh, shorten that. We'll just make it masksnitch.com. Mask snitch. Because the other problem is if your domain name is too long, people are gonna mess it up. It's got to be something you can easily quickly type into a mobile browser. It's got to be something that's very easy to spell. The English language is an absolute mess, and so you can't blindly expect people who speak it as their second or third language to know how to smell. There was like maskvigilante.com, like people, and I was like, that's a long one, and they're gonna throw J's in there. So at least Mask Snitch is short enough, I thought. I was like, good, it's short, it gets the point across, and it's funny. Everyone's gonna remember snitch, and like normally, like, you don't want to be a snitch, but like now's the time to be the snitch. And that's really what you're doing. You're snitching on a business. Like there's no way around. You went here because that's what you wanted to do. So that's what we're doing. Let's move past that.
Yeah.
And then the issue came up of, okay, how do I let people know about Mask Snitch? And so I put it, in the local community groups and stuff. But then I was like, well, whenever I do stuff, I make stickers. I make the contents of my wallet are the Mask Snitch stickers, and then my little paper Johnnies, because you got to get the word out that I exist and that I have cat ears. The world needs to know. And then I have my Ghost Express stickers.
Nice.
And then I just and so I feel like this is common amongst all cities. Like everything in the city is covered in stickers. Everyone has stickers, especially if you got a band or something, and they're just plastering the place in stickers. And I like taking pictures of really cool stickers that I see when I'm out walking in the wild.
Same.
And I'm putting them on my Instagram. And I was like, okay, well then, like, time to make some stickers. And so while I'm out doing my walks, I have my stickers. And while I do on occasion slap them at a place that looks like it's suspiciously barren, like this is here, I noticed that this telephone pole is blank. That's weird to me. So given that I noticed there was nothing on it means if I put one thing on it, people will notice that thing for sure. And so I'll stick it there. But I think the most important part of these stickers, you can see here versus the image that you have on your screen, the stickers I have don't look like that. They're very hard to read and they're hard to make out because it looks like it's white on white.
Yeah.
It's because they're not. Let me see if I can peel one off here. And I'm interested to see how this actually looks on camera because it'll probably not show up either. And then we can laugh.
Sure.
And as long as we can laugh, everything's fine. So there we go. I peel it off. And there you go. See, it looks like that.
Neat.
See?
Yeah.
And so you're like, all right, well, it's still like white. And then it might not show up on white surfaces, but there aren't a lot of white surfaces outside. It's just a bad idea. Don't put white things outside. But the main intention of these was to stick them to store windows, especially doors, especially on the businesses that are fucking up. And so it's just to like discreetly just be like, okay, well, bing. And then people who go into this business and go, oh, there's nobody, they're not wearing masks in here. They'll have seen this on the door already and go, oh, I know what to do. I'm going to go to Mask Snitch. I need to report a local business violation. I'll go to Mask Snitch. And so that's also like, it's super cathartic. When I go into a business or I can see through the window, like they're not wearing masks or they're doing the whole like under the nose thing, that it's super cathartic to be like, all right, just like put a sticker right on their door so people can start reporting them. And it's very fun. Also, like doors usually have stickers on them already. They have the Visa, MasterCard, like here's other payment methods we accept, and then other crap. So like when you put a sticker on the door, it's also kind of surreptitious because it's not obvious. Like if it's the only thing on the door, they're going to see it and they might even take it off. But if it's like right below everything else or kind of in that area, they might not notice it for a while. And at least in my neighborhood, all the ones I've stuck places I see are still there.
Nice.
So that's great.
So
in the meantime,
how
yeah,
hard
go ahead.
are they to remove? Like, have you tried removing one that you've like left for a few weeks?
Oh, they're because I've removed them off my own stuff. They're relatively easy, which I think is important. Because if they were like impossible to get off, well, one, if like the business like turned around and is compliant and they wanted to remove the sticker and they can't get it off, that's kind of a jerk move. But at the same time, hey, they should be promoting how to report business violations. But when all of this pandemic is over, people would probably want to definitely remove those. And if they're impossible to remove, that draws a lot of ire towards Mask Snitch and me, and I don't want that. So like, yeah, they can go get it off if they really want to. It's still irritating. You have to spend a few minutes doing it. But like, I'm trying to find that balance of, how to be proactive and not be a total jerk.
So how many of these have you printed so far?
I've had 100 printed. Basically what I do is I wait for the sales to come around and then I just buy a batch on sale whenever I'm getting low. Nice. I give them to friends because it's very much it can only be a boots on the ground thing. I have to give them to friends in this city who live in other parts of this city, and so at this time, you're not often seeing those friends.
True.
So I try to give handfuls out when I see people who live in other neighborhoods. Go, hey man, stick these to things. Let's do this. And so I've given out quite a bit. And I did do a little DNS trickery so I can start watching how many hits it gets at least. I can't tell how many people have submitted tickets. I can tell how many people have gone to the website, and I'm getting close to 100 a week. So that's good. I feel like that's really good.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So cool. Like, I know another part of what you wanted to talk about today was the Get Me PPE thing as well, and that's where you like collect masks and go drop them off at other places, right?
Yes,
And
I didn't know if we wanted to talk about that,
do you
but
like put
yes.
stickers in your mask deliveries too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. I try not to put a ton in there because they're untrusted sources. You can give a stack of 20 stickers to somebody you don't know, and you don't necessarily know that they're going to actively do anything with those. Those might end up sitting in a desk drawer, and now they're not cheap.
Mm.
But also, like, that's not getting the point across. Now they're sitting in a desk drawer, or people are going to stick them on their laptops, which normally, great, that's cool, except now nobody's going outside with their laptops, so that's not useful. That's
Mm.
not something we want. Like, we want them outside. And like, it sucks that really the only way to do this is to vandalize the city and put stickers on stuff. But that's the only way people see them, is because they're out there walking around, or they're going into these businesses that are having the problems.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll put like 5 in there when I do a delivery.
That's cool. So if somebody wanted to get this sticker from you right now, how would they go about that if they're in Chicago and wanted some?
Well, they can find a business or a telephone pole I've stuck them to and peel it off and then hold it and then look around for somewhere else to stick it. Maybe put it on their laptop and then go back and sit in their house. Other than that, like, yeah, because it is a very hyper local thing, it doesn't make sense to anyone outside of Chicago, because Mask Snitch only goes to the Chicago 311 site. But they can hit me up on Twitter. I think you have my info somewhere.
It'll be a
Somewhere
screen after we finish.
there. Okay, it'll be here.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, it'll be over there. Yeah, just hit me up on Twitter. That's always the easiest way to get a hold of me. Or if you know me and you're in Chicago, you're probably in one of the Slack or Discords that I'm in. Just find me anywhere. I'm not difficult to get a hold of, and I'm more than happy to bring some to you or ship some to you, like whatever you want. But yeah, definitely just Chicago. Like, I understand everybody wants to, like, thinks it's cool and would like to promote it, but it doesn't make any sense outside of the city.
So,
So
like,
we got to keep it here.
have you thought of, redoing this website so there's links to people's individual cities, like people willing to do the legwork and provide other links for their local areas?
I had thought about that, and just having it be like, hey, pick the area you're in, or like redirecting based on GPS info. But um, in the end, you're still engineering something that's going to have to work with whatever your local system for that is. And at that point, they can just do it themselves. Like, I haven't done anything super complex here.
Mm.
Even the stickers, I like it. I'm happy to share the design file for anyone who wants it and wants to swap out the domain name on the bottom or whatever. But I think it's more the concept behind what's going on here that's important. It's real easy to do, uh, and I would love to see people in other cities do the same thing,
Mm.
especially given that it's so easy and cheap. Hopefully, other cities have a very easy to find means of reporting businesses, and it doesn't make you fill out a form with 20 questions. But if it does, definitely, if you've got the time and the engineering know-how, please put something together for everybody to be able to do that. Like I said, it's on my back burner, and I don't know if it'll ever get done. If you want to help, if you want to help me do that, I have pretty much all of the resources necessary to make it work. I have the API documentation; it's ready to go. I just have not had the time to do it.
Mm.
And so if you want to spend some time doing it, we can work together and we can sort it out for sure. You definitely don't have to live in the Chicago area to help get that rolling. The only downside is that you'll only be helping the Chicago area, but Chicago being the third largest city in the US, very important place to secure and relieve of the pandemic. So yeah, I'm open to people helping with that for sure. And it's a pretty basic process from what I've laid out. It's just, like I said, the same problem everybody has: time.
So if other people want to like take this design file and print their own stickers with their own money, like, are you okay with that as well?
Can you repeat the question?
If people want to ask for your design file and then go print their own stickers, are you okay with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think that there's anything particularly crazy standoutish about my design either. And I think making the design is the most fun. So they might still want to do that on their own. But sure, if somebody wants that file, hit me up. I can kick it over to you. It's
Cool.
just a flat ping, and then you can blank out the bottom and put in whatever you want. Uh, like Jack, who said we could just leave it blank and then you write in area code.masksnitch.com with a Sharpie or something. But again, that goes back to having to stand up additional um, resources to be able to handle people actually going to those subdomains. And those, I don't know what those are.
Hmm.
People can feed them to me. We can set this up. Like I said, I need some help to get this rolling on the technical side. It's not hard. It's just I need some people with free time and boredom and a lack of ADHD, and that's not easy to find right now.
No. So yeah, you were talking about how, designing a sticker can be fun. Do you want to tell us about your design process and how you went about making the sticker?
Oh yeah, this one was totally because it wasn't the point. This one was very clip art based. It was like, let me go through this trove of clip art and find things that are appropriate. And so it was like, okay, let me find. I, I I want the imagery to be a mask, and what's clearly a mask. And when you look at just like a flat clip art of a mask on its own, it's not really obvious that it's a mask. Because
Mm.
I started with the mask and I put the little word, the speech bubble in it. And I was like, yeah, that's doesn't, you can't tell that it's a mask. I bounced that off some people and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, what's a mask? And so then I was like, well, I got to put it on a face. And that's where the trouble began. I went through so many heads, and I actually spent a very long time with Batman, and I was trying to go with a like masked vigilante theme. And
Yep.
everyone thinks Batman is cool, right? Everyone wants to be Batman. When in doubt, be Batman. Um,
But he has the opposite mask. Like he's the only
right.
thing he doesn't cover is the important
And
part.
so that was, and so like, yeah, I started with this Batman silhouette, but whenever you'd put a mask on it, first off, like his cowl also covers his nose. So like when you're dealing with flat images that are all one color like this, you can't you can't differentiate. It would be one thing if it was a black cowl and then it still had a mask over the nose anyway, just because that's how masks fit. But when you're dealing with everything all one color, you can't tell what's going on, and then you just end up with a weird misshapen Batman head. I'm like, oh man, and I spent so much time trying to make that work. Oh, and then also like the ear loops for the mask, Batman's ears are covered
Well, he's got
and
the
they're flattened down. Well, he has
pointless.
the fake bat ears on the top, but like his regular ears are covered. So I had to like cut those loops off or make them go under the cowl, but that's right away. So again, you just end up with a flat blank face on Batman, which is then it's a nothing. It's a watermelon with cat ears, and still that wasn't working at all. And then I was like, oh, what if you put the ear loops up on the bat ears? And that was just like that was some crazy scope creep. And I said, no, this is dumb. Let's get rid of this. And so I went to I ended up back at bland, like step one, bald head, put a mask on it, speech bubble, and that worked. I said, all right. And then it was the matter of like, okay, well, we like people are going to see this. And then I just put the masksnitch.com, and it's like, well, they're not going to know what masksnitch.com is. And they're not like, people generally don't, I hope, visit websites that they read on stickers. They probably do. And yeah, like Mask Snitch is something that seems like it would be obvious what it is, but might not be.
Mm.
And so I was like, all right, well, we got to put something on there. And I was like, then I messed with the report businesses that don't enforce mask regulations as dictated by state of Illinois. Like I, I went way too many words and tried to figure out how to shorten it. And then eventually we just got down to like, hey, report business violations, and they'll know what business violations they're reporting because the fucking mask is on the sticker and it's called Mask Snitch. And if you can't put it together by then, please don't use this system because you're probably not going to submit the correct information either. And I just stuck it right on the face because it was originally like trying to go around the face, and I was like, well, why am I doing this? I have this big blank spot. We'll just put it right over the face, and it's like,
Love it.
and it works. And so, yeah, I definitely spent for sure 3 times the amount of time designing the sticker for this thing versus the actual technology behind making it work, which, like I said, is one stupid DNS redirect.
So how long did this take you? It sounds like quite a while.
No,
No?
45 minutes.
Nice. Um, what technology did you use to make this sticker? Did you use GIMP or something
No.
else?
Mostly on my computer. It's got a couple games on it. It's a pretty good one.
What software though?
It's I don't know. It's just Photoshop.
Okay.
Just straight up Photoshop, and only because I've been using Photoshop since junior high, and that's just what I operate in. Certainly, I could have. It's just flat clip art. There's no end of websites where you can make something this basic for free. It was just a matter of like, I know Photoshop and I have the clip art troves here to use that I've already paid for and stuff. So it's like, I do this all the time. So
I
just
think
threw that together.
you're the first out of 10 people I've interviewed that has actually used Photoshop.
I think
Everyone else has used Paint, or I mean, GIMP is a Photoshop approximation for the most part, and I've used both, and they're fairly similar. But
GIMP
only
is
one who's actually used Photoshop.
well, Photoshop's not really the right thing to use for this. Is probably why. I think like if you like the professional proper way to go out about it would be Illustrator. I'm terrible at Illustrator. I just know Photoshop, so that's what I did it in. So yeah, GIMP is Photoshop 4 on drugs.
Yeah,
Like it's like if Adobe kept going with Photoshop 4, that's where GIMP ended up.
yeah. GIMP is how I make my overlays and everything for the stream. So I've been playing with it a lot.
Yeah, it works perfectly fine. Like I said, I just use Photoshop because that's what I know. It's by no means the right way to do it, and certainly not the only way to do it, as we've seen.
Well,
it's weird I'm the only one doing it, but
I think that's the thing I've really appreciated about interviewing people about stickers is no one's a professional that I've interviewed so far. Everybody's kind of like, yeah, it's my first sticker. I like played around with stuff and I use paint, and they're like, I'm gonna make a second but never use paint again. And it's fun hearing these stories of how people get into making stickers and contributing back to their community either culturally or with art. So it's cool.
Are there professional sticker designers, like where that's your job all day, so you just make stickers? I bet there are.
Yes, I have heard rumors that they have like 2 or 3 full-time sticker people at GitHub. And all they do is make stickers.
Why? Okay. That sounds like a rumor. I can't. I don't know.
I've seen so many Octocats though. So many. I was at a table once and we counted 47 different designs. So,
okay, I'm not gonna.
I like to think
tell a company what to do with its money.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so it's kind of neat hearing about how people go about stickers. The other question I had is, you said you kind of ran ideas past other people. How many people did you have involved in your like consensus group?
Oh, like 2.
Nice.
It's literally because it was a 45-minute process. It was like, hey, who's around? What does this look like? And you just send them a picture, and then they go, that looks like Potato but Batman. And okay, well, that's not what I'm looking for. And I'll throw like 4 designs at them, and of course everyone goes, oh, the first one, which is like the original line of design. Like, well, I could have stopped 5 minutes. Yeah, it was just a super quick process because again, but it's super important because you need it to catch the eye. You need it to get the point across in under 1 second. Luckily, reading is automatic. And like they just need to know what's going on at the sticker because they're not going to spend more than a second on it, especially if it's like on a business door or something. They're opening the door, it's just blasting past your eyes, and you're going to go or just see it as you're walking past. And so that was important. And person wearing a mask, even if they don't understand that it's like something for reporting mask crap, at the very least, they're seeing a face wearing a mask. It's very obvious, even from a distance, that's what's going on in this picture. And so at the very least, it encourages people to wear masks, or they're going to think it's something on the door of the business saying, hey, better wear a mask if you come in, even though like it's on the door of a business where they're not enforcing that.
Yeah, so I like asking this consensus question because some people are just like, nope, they do not need anyone else to view, and other people are like, yeah, I ran it by like 20 people before I would put this out. So I'm trying to collect those stats on
I'm
how many people are involved. So two's good.
I'm really good at time boxing things where I go, all right, this has taken too long. We need to call it. This is this is way too long for a dumb project.
So next
So I
time,
was like, that's enough.
yeah, next time I procrastinate on something, I'll ask you if I should stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Give me what you got and I'll go that one and then done.
Perfect. Love it.
And then if it's not good enough, that's whatever. You're out of time. Time's up. You got a final answer.
Perfect.
And then do the other things that if you can go back to it later, you want to make new stickers later, whatever, go ahead. But don't spend 6 days on something that, especially if in the end, like, yeah, I'm doing some kind of altruistic crap here. But if you're like just making a sticker for fun, don't spend half of a month on it. Unless you just enjoy that process. Like, go nuts. But like, don't let your life fall apart over making a sticker. That'd be weird. Unless you're going to make a lot of money off it.
Fair. How many stickers have you created, like, overall now?
I don't know. I have no idea, because a lot of it is just like fun or shenanigans, and so I don't keep active logs of shenanigans.
Like more than four?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
more than 50.
I think I sent you a picture of like 5, 6 recently that I just had because you're like, have you designed any? And I was like, these. And so 6 recently, but over the years, 20.
Nice. Cool.
I don't know. But yeah, it was a lot of it was like, that's a funny phrase. I'm going to put that on a sticker.
Love it.
And so we'll just do that. Yeah. Like stickers are fun. Like I said, like everybody usually loves covering their laptops in them, but these days that's not happening. So you have to have a different reason to be making stickers. And this was one of those. Not to say that like making stickers was what got me into this. Like, oh, I feel like making a sticker. What can I make a sticker for? It was clearly an after effect of the shenanigan, but something that ended up being integral to it.
Do you have any favorite stickers anyone else has made?
Oh yeah, I can go get it.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared. Hang on.
Sorry, I'll add this to the list. For those of you in chat, if anyone has any questions, just throw some questions in and we'll ask them when he gets back, I guess. And Rando, I'm pretty sure the voices in his head do count. I'll have to ask how many voices there are.
That's the sound of a sticker box.
Nice. Have you weighed your sticker box?
Doing it right now.
It's about a pound.
It's about a third of a water bottle. It weighs as much as 16 ounces of water plus the bottle. So someone do that math.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, here's one a sticker I just made. It's kind of a mockery of the Microsoft certified logos that they want you to put on your resumes and crap. So I made one that says certified technical debt collector.
I know a number of people who need that.
I have 50 of them, and again, I can't give them to anybody because we are not allowed to see anyone anymore because people just love just breathing on each other and then inhaling everyone else's spit particles. It's just what we're into as a country, and here we are. But so many stickers. I love all these. This is one of my, like, the one that came to mind when you asked me. Let's see that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a BIC certified pen tester.
Can you move it like a little bit left? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, is that good? Or just back it out?
Yeah, yep, better.
I love die cut stickers,
Yeah.
but also it's got the BIC logo in there, and I love BIC's little guy, little
Yeah.
mascot that they've always used. Anyway, so this came from some friends at the Pornhub information security team had these,
Nice.
and I was like, oh my god, you have to send me one of those. And so I had a friend who works there send me one one or two, and so I really like it, and I don't want to stick it on anything and then end up not having it anymore, so it just like sits here and collects dust, even though I like it that much. So yeah, that's definitely it. You made me pick one. Well, you didn't make me pick one, but that's what I did, and that was the one that comes to mind.
People in my chat are saying that the pen should have been replaced with a key or something, and the little Bic guy.
Well, no, then that ruins the joke.
Well,
Because the joke is that I'm testing pens.
I mean,
And so like I think it's very funny that it directly implies that we're just testing pens.
fair.
And that there's no other way that you should be taking it. And that's what I think is great.
Before I moved, so when I get stressed, I buy school supplies. I loved going to Dollarama in Canada and getting like 400 sheets of paper for $1. I'm like, yes, I own things. This is great. And so I'd buy school supplies and I'd be like, oh, package of pens. Who the fuck doesn't need a package of pens? And so I just, like, whenever I was stressed, I would go for the really long walk. Like, didn't matter the weather. I'd just be like, I need to go for a goddamn walk and get myself some pens. I bought so many pens.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did go through a phase where I would go to like the art stores and try all of the pens and then buy one pen that I really liked. And then I would get I would go through all of the small format notebooks and look for one that was graph paper lined and was only like 50 pages and would fit in my one pocket in my bag. And so I would be in the store like testing the fit of notebooks, like, which just looks like I'm stealing all the notebooks. And so you're constantly attracting these people who are like, hey, can I help you find anything? And I'm like, nope, I found what I'm looking for. I'm like stuffing all their things. Please go organize the pens. They're a mess. Somebody went through them all.
See, that was the thing about me buying all of these school supplies, though, is then when I moved to the States, you have to give an itemized list of every single thing you're bringing to the States, like everything, and you have to give it a value. And I was like, well, I can't bring 200 pens. I better pick my favorite 50 or something. And so I went through and I did my pen testing.
Yeah, because if you bring 200 pens, they're going to think you're fencing pens.
I know, right? Like I don't know what the American border guards would assume I was doing with all these pens, but I just didn't want to look sketchy. Like, I didn't want to look like I was starting a school for like miscreants or something.
We have one of the highest what's the word, illiteracy rates. It's funny, I couldn't remember that word. We have one of the highest illiteracy rates in the world. And so like you coming over with 200 pens, they're like, nobody here writes. Most of us don't know how. What is this? What's in those pens? Is it cocaine? That's what would happen.
Oh god.
I've got chats coming in with questions.
Why are you streaming? You're supposed to be on my stream. What's happening?
Yeah, I'm streaming your stream.
What? But it's not as pretty as mine.
No, it's not. No. So that's why you're right in the thing. It says @stream. That's why I needed to know how to spell your Twitch handle.
Now I gotta open your stream and read these questions.
They're asking, was there any consideration to include a QR code? Yeah, by the way, if you have questions, go into Straith's stream and ask him.
Yeah, I'm the question asker today, like verbally.
Here, I have a question for you to ask. Can you ask me, was there any consideration to include a QR code on the sticker?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer this question because you just
you have to ask me. I gave you the question to ask me.
I think you shouldn't include QR stickers because other people just put other QR stickers on top, and then you get what happened in my university.
I like how we're supposed to all just know what happened in your university.
Make a wild guess. Okay, I'll just tell you because you're not great at guessing. But what happened was they had all these posters out saying like, "Get to know your campus, try these new activities," and of course
Oh, and it was just porn.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But
right.
like
Which
there were
great, like porn has no end of new activities to try.
right, but
Like
there
no end.
the original QR codes were for like welcome to campus orientation stuff like uh, whatever. But somebody else was going around and putting stickers on top, and we're like, oh, sorry, we made a mistake with the QR code, and so like people caught this person putting the stickers on, but actually when it and like they were ready to say that yeah, like there was a mistake, we're just fixing it, and it was great.
So initially, when I first started doing this, well, this project started as something way more hyper local, which was I had printed up a bunch of quarter-page flyers for businesses to put in their doorways, and it was right when the mask law went out, and I'm like, and I waited 2 days, and I'm like, nobody is obeying this law, and I was like, it's because these businesses are all afraid to say something. Okay, I'm gonna print up something really cool and nice and concise that they can put in their doorways. And I handed them out, and it's great now when I go for a walk and I still see these flyers I made up in these businesses' doorways. But it said like, hey, masks now required by state law per executive order, blah blah blah. QR code, and the QR code takes you directly to the executive order that has a concise explanation of exactly what you're required to do as far as the masks go. And I was the whole time I was thinking about the QR code, I was like, nobody scans QR codes. Like that's all that goes through my head is like, who even knows how to scan a QR? First off, like iOS didn't have like a built-in QR code scanner until like one major version ago, so nobody is used to scanning these at all. Secondly, everyone's like got this mentality of don't scan that, it's weird, it takes you to websites, just don't do it. And so I was like super pensive about it, but I put the QR code and the URL, and so they could do whatever. But then I opted to leave it off of the sticker because of that mentality of like nobody scans QR codes. But now, once we've moved into phase 4 and businesses are reopening, and we've had tons of restaurants build out outdoor seating so that it's become much safer to still go to restaurants. I've been seeing that these restaurants are using QR codes for their menus instead of handing you menus that everyone touches and breathes on and licks. Now you scan a QR code and it takes you to a website. So now they're training everyone to scan QR codes. And so I definitely should have put one on the sticker. But in the end, masksnitch.com is not hard to type.
No.
So I think it's not a huge loss. And if I made more, I don't think I would go through the effort of remaking it just to add like, because also if you put a QR code on something, it has to look nice. That's important.
Yeah.
And like you don't want to just stick it anywhere. So I think I would just leave it. It's overkill.
So I've only ever scanned a QR code once, and it's for this janky robot that I can tell you about sometime. But it was the only way for me to get English instructions on how to use it because it was a Chinese-based robot. And I scanned the QR code, and for some reason, when I scanned it for my one phone, it would just take me to lime daiquiris. And I'm like, is the robot so bad they're just trying to get me to drink?
Yeah.
and
well,
then and then some
drunk humans make bad decisions.
True.
Or they're like maybe the robots are all like based off of like Bender, and they need alcohol to function. And
that would be great, but yeah, it eventually, for some reason, I opened it up on an iPhone with an iPhone camera instead, and it actually took me to the real instruction book. So it was just the one on Android that was for some reason taking me to lime margaritas. So I have a bad history with QR codes. They just don't work for me.
Jakku had put up has a story about his community college, and I can't remember if the deal was that he put the flyers up, or I think somebody else put the flyers up, but they were for a meeting for the blind, like visually impaired folks. And I thought that was funny. It had a QR code on it, but how would the joke was how would those folks find the flyers? And I think the flyers were serious.
I mean, I have a lot of things to say about accessibility here, and part of it is that most blind people are not fully blind. They still have some sight, so they would work in most cases. Well, not most, but in a good number of cases, a QR code would be helpful for people.
But what we need is Braille QR codes. I think that's the answer.
I have questions.
You go like this. But how about a tentative yes?
I want to see proof of concept first.
Jacku says he's pretty sure the flyer just said, just follow your nose. So there's...
I have further questions.
Yeah. Hey, first off, that implies that people who are sight disabled also smell, give off an odor, and I think that's
maybe they're just great bakers and have the best baked goods in their meetings. That's what I choose to believe, because I would every
I'd
meeting,
go in. I'd go in all squinty just to get some awesome brownies. Just like,
I mean, that's pretty bad.
This is how I used to operate before I had my LASIK, because I refused to wear my glasses anymore, and so I was blind, and I would go around like this, and this is how I looked, and
yeah,
I didn't make a lot of friends.
But yeah, so for most,
I can't believe this worked.
So for most of your stickers, do you use Photoshop for all of them, or have you used different techniques or software for other ones?
No, it's always Photoshop, because again, that's just all I know how to use. It's just my own lack of capability. You know, I'm not a graphic artist by any means. I never had any professional training in that realm whatsoever.
Do you have?
I just move things around so they look good.
Do you have any other plans for like new stickers?
Not currently. I'm upset that I can't, like, actually, so yes, I do. I wanted to make a whole bunch of these for different things, because I think that's very funny. And I was like, oh, I can make all, like, then people can collect them all and stuff, but like right now they can't. So I haven't put a lot of thought into what the other ones would even say, because without laptops to stick them to, and yeah, like I could mail them to people, but that's like about $3 to $4 for snail mail. For some, it just seems like it's not worth the cost or the effort. Honestly, it's the time in typing out someone's address. Like if you emailed me a USPS label, I would use it and send you something, but I don't feel like typing out everyone's address, because 1,000 people want these stickers, and I'm like, well, figure it out. But only USPS, because we have to save the USPS.
Have you thought about sending them to me?
Just all of them?
Yeah, and then I can distribute them.
How would you distribute them? I'd have to, like, are you ISO 9001 certified? I need to know if your logistics are up to snuff.
I have a secret club, and we just transfer stickers all over the world for people, and eat the shipping cost. So if you ship them to me, I can figure things out.
Okay, I can certainly do that, because I do feel bad. I literally have 50 of these sitting here, and I'm like, wow, I didn't think that through at all, because I just knee-jerked it, like, yeah, bring a bunch of stickers, and the next time I go to a con, I'll give them all out. And it was like, oh, wait a minute, all the cons are virtual, and so you end up just being like, hey, take it. Can you here, take it.
Just gotta fax it to me.
Fax it? No, what is this, Japan? Oh, you know what? I made these too. I made little. They had these enamel pins on sale, the little paper Johnnies.
And I haven't gotten one yet.
They're little. Nobody's gotten. They're just sitting here. Oh, I sent some to. I think I sent a few to someone at work. But that's it.
Cool.
I can put a care package together of stickers and send them to you. It'll be stickers and teeth. That's what I sent him. So I hope you like teeth.
I don't have a way to get rid of the teeth now, though, and that's a completely different story. Anyway.
A lot of the animals outside will eat them. Do you have raccoons?
No.
Okay. Raccoons love eating teeth.
Cool. Anything else you want to say about stickers before we go?
Raccoons are not super into eating stickers, but they will try them.
Good to know.
So you might be able to lure them in with stickers, and then you better have some teeth, or they're gonna get angry.
Okay.
Stickers are great, and I always feel like an idiot because I have this whole box of stickers, and usually what I do is I go to, you know what, I'm gonna tell you why I have this box. So this is my last thing. You asked. This is my last thing to say about stickers. Every year up until this year, Hacks for Pancakes and I would host a panel at Gen Con, which is a board gaming convention in Indianapolis. It has like 50,000 plus attendees. And it's big in other conventions to get these banners that you stick to your badge. And so people who go to non-tech cons will know what these banners are. And so you stick them to your badge, and you collect them, and you make big, long, huge, like people will make tails out of them, and wings and sashes. And so like if you're hosting a panel or something, like you better have banner stickers for people. And so every year we would make these little banner stickers, and I always keep a couple to have because that's one of my favorite cons. I love speaking at cons that aren't InfoSec. And that one is so cool because it's a gaming convention. It's still nerds. It's 50,000 nerds, but they're not necessarily computer nerds. And if they're computer nerds, they're not necessarily like hacker nerds. So you get an audience that's super into what you're talking about without having a room full of people nodding their heads, which means you're talking to the wrong people. And so we had to make sure that we give them these banners. And this is year 6, and it says "We drink and we hack things."
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so like I would bring this whole box. I would save up all my con stickers all year and bring this whole box to just Gen Con and open it up on the panel and be like, anyone who wants hacker stickers, take them out of this box. And the whole room would come up, and the box would empty out, and then I would get a whole nother year to fill my sticker box back up and give them to a whole bunch of people who don't go to hacker cons or anything to have really cool hacker stickers.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do at conferences too, except I bring like a box this size, like this IKEA box that's like a foot by a foot by a foot. I've taken to needing an extra large suitcase when I go to conferences so I can fit my travel bag of stickers in, so I can bring them from conference to conference. And it's fun pawing through it and looking at the new stickers I got and the ones that are now gone, and it's a fun experience. So I feel that. I feel a smaller sticker box would be easier to bring though instead of one of these.
Mine is so small because I don't actively try to collect stickers. This
Fair.
is what I ended up getting jilted into having to take home because I hate swag bags. I don't want any of this. I don't need any more backpacks. I don't need any more t-shirts. I don't need any of this crap yet. Like, as a speaker, like you get a swag bag and you're like, oh fuck, now I got to go back to my room with this bag that I didn't want to lug around. And then invariably it's full of stickers. And they're always vendor stickers. Like they're like, hey, throw some fun non-vendor stickers in your swag bags, cons. Please. But anyway, I put all the stickers in a bin. But then I run into people who know me and they're like, hey, do you want some stickers? And I go, okay, I'll take some stickers. And they give me like a fistful. Like, I don't know, somebody gave me, I have probably 100 of these. And it just says hacking is not a crime, which is a weird sticker. I don't know where these came from.
Give them to me and I will find the person and I'll interview them on a future stream.
Okay, and yeah, like if you make stickers, throw your name on them. Oh, it says it has hackingisnotacrime.org on the bottom, so maybe that's a clue. Somebody can go look that up.
Yeah, I wish you could I wish you could put names on the paper on the back of the stickers, like if you could have it so before you peel it off. Because like part of what I'm doing is I'm also trying to collect enough information about stickers to create an archive, which is part of why I'm doing these interviews, is to collect the software used, how many were printed, where people can find them, all that sort of detail, and add them to this archive I'm creating. And if people just put their name on the back of stickers, this would be so much easier.
Well, the problem is like sticker houses don't do that. Because when it goes to the machine, that's just like the backings are. It would be cool if they could. It's easy enough. Throw that through a laser printer, but
put another sticker on the back of the sticker.
Oh, I see. Just sticker the stickers. Yo Dog the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
This, you know what this one is? This one is it's Lintile. It's Lintile with his cell phone taking a picture of his own reflection in his laptop monitor that someone has then made into a sticker. And I don't know why. I don't remember getting this. I don't know who gave this to me. I don't know why it needs to exist.
Mm.
And there it is. So this is the kind of, and that's why I put it in this box. And I'm like, someone else is going to deal with this shit. And it goes in the box, and I don't have to look at it anymore. And that's what's important.
Nice. Cool.
Yep. If you don't want to deal with something, put it in a box, put it in a closet. Done.
Fair. I'm all out of questions. Anything else from you?
How many stickers do you have?
So I'm actually creating a work.
You had to have counted.
I'm creating a work project for this. I have
okay.
so many. So for those of you that don't know, I work for AWS now, and part of what I need to do is talk about AWS. Like, if you have any questions, like, come to me. I'll create you like a personalized video, blog post, whatever you want. But one of the projects I'm going to try is using Amazon Recognition with my overhead rig here to take photos of my stickers and have it automatically tell me if I've already scanned a sticker of that type. And if I've already scanned it in, I want it to increase a counter to tell me how many I have. So I'll be working on that project for most of October.
That's awesome. I also need to know, shoot me info on that rig, because I have recently discovered that that's a problem with my setup now, is I need my camera to actually be about that high for what I work on here. And I was like, I should just buy a rig for this.
It's expensive, but yes.
Okay, maybe I'll just build one.
Yeah, it's like $300.
No, never mind. I will just go to Home Depot and buy some aluminum and make one.
Yeah, there's all sorts of neat adjustments I can do with it, and it can carry up to 15 pounds. So if you put a camera with a lens on it, and you don't want to have focusing issues, it's a great option.
If we want to go into just pro streamer chat now.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I think that's
I bought one of these.
I think that's all for stickers. And so I'm just going to say thank you to everyone for showing up and for watching the stream. I am looking for more people to come on, so if anyone wants to talk about their sticker, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for showing up.
Yep.
Bye.
See you, kids. Thanks for hanging out. Tell me when to... I'll wave into the microphone.